everyone. So I hope you all are doing really great. So today we have none other than Wing Commander KR Tantla, who was a former assessor from all the AFSB boards, as he has served 23 years, which is more than 2 decades in the Air Force. And Sir has been a certified DIPR assessor, and Sir has served more than 10 years in AFSBs. Apart from that, if we talk about Sir basics about life, Sir has completed BE Electronics from Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Thereafter, Sir got commissioned in 1999. Thereafter, Sir opted for Aeronautical Engineering Electrical branch. He was awarded with the Best Passing Out Officer from Air Force Academy, Hyderabad. Thereafter, Sir also was awarded with Chief of Air Staff Award for securing top position in the Order of Merit at AFTC, Bangalore, for his PG course. So today, we have Sir right before us for his exceptional experience sharing, and along with that, Sir will also share about a lot of things about SSB in general and the tactics and the so-called mantra to make it in the recommendation journey. So thank you so much, Sir, for coming here, and welcome on behalf of everyone.
My pleasure, Pallab. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, all the candidates. And it's my privilege that I'm, facing you all candidates through Pallab. Pallab.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, so before we start anything new, sir, in the session, so one more very common thing people observe that why only Air Force? There are Army, there is Navy, then there are also other opportunities. So what motivated you to join particularly Air Force and particularly into this technical arm of Air Force?
Okay, I'll just quick, give you a background of this. See, everybody whosoever joins particular arm of the armed forces, he has got some reasoning behind it. So, I lost my father when I was a child studying in 3rd class. I'd seen his photographs. Okay, I'd seen his photographs when he was in NCC. His NCC certificate during his college time. He was appearing for SSB. So I really do not know what has happened with him. But then because I was just a kid that time. So when I grew up, I seen his photographs. So and he used to give us, books on Krantikari, freedom fighters. I still remember during that time, there are libraries around us, and they used to give the books 50 paisa charges, rental and all. So reading those books, and then he used to, make us prepare for that Rashtra Bhakti wali jo poems hoti hai, जोश टाइप कैसे deliver करना है schools में. So that kind of josh was instilled by my father, right? So when I lost him when I was studying 5th standard, so everybody thought that I should be given a chance for getting into Sainik school or military school. So that time I had appeared for a military school, and unfortunately, since I was from a civilian background, so there was no such reserved seats for us. I couldn't make in the merit. And I still remember the person who was accompanying us, the relative at Ajmer, while seeing us, he was telling कि बच्चे का अगर हो जाता तो अच्छा हो जाता, आपका ना सफल हो जाता. वो शब्द मेरे कान में हमेशा गूंजते रहते थे. And then I picked up, I used to be more, having affinity towards making science projects and all. So from 6th standards, only when I used to go for tape recorder repair and all. So it developed some kind of, taste for me to go into this field beyond. And I started doing soldering, making PCBs and making projects from 6th class onwards. When I was growing up, when I came in 12th standard, I am a KBite. Throughout I studied in KB. I can proudly say that. When I was studying in 12th standard, then I came to know that I can appear for NDA. Okay, so that was a golden chance for me. Again, I appeared for the NDA exam. And unfortunately, because that time I was not having, I was not sounding very good in English. And history, geography used to be very, I was not so good in that subject. So, and I couldn't make in the entrance exam. Okay. Then it was always there in the back of my mind that whenever I'll be in that kind of position to serve. I should be serving for the people at large, not for a particular person. Okay, that kind of thought process, and the best possible way to serve like that is through defense services. So it was already conceived it very well to me. And then I came to know, yes, after graduation also you can apply. I happened to go for engineering, though I was having bio and maths in my 12th standard. So I applied for entrance exam. During that time, the awareness level was not that much. The internet connectivity is not there. Like the kids nowadays enjoying. And so I applied for all the entrance exams. I flunked in that. So fortunately I got admission for engineering because the branch I wanted to pursue was electronics. Since sixth standard, I have been, doing a lot of electronics project. So I was very competent when the kids were joining college time. So they were being told or taught about components, electronic components, and all. I was already knowing about them, how to read resistance, how to, what is the purpose of all the active components and the passive components in the circuitry. So that kind of taste I was already having. So I went and joined. Then when I was graduating through the college, so I got a lot of options, opportunities. This is the point which I would like to tell all the candidates. Whenever they are in college, that is the best time to get involved in lot many extracurricular activities. Okay, sky is the only limit. You should have a hunger to go and go for all these kind of a thing. Maybe at social work, everything teaches you a lot. Okay, the first and foremost, the biggest thing which is being taught by these kind of activity is how to respect others and how to be a social kind of a person. You should never be introvert kind of a person. I used to play a lot of games during college. I used to I have not wasted even a single hour sitting idle. Either I was out of my hostel when I was not studying, and I used to participate in NSS activities. In fact, I had experienced Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad also, where a lot of talks about country and things which is moving on. It used to happen, so I used to actively participate. We used to witness even Vaktavyas of Shri Dr. Rajiv Dikshit, if you are you know about
Yes,
him, about Swadeshi Andolan and all. So he is a IITN. He was a scientific advisor also in Rajiv Gandhi's government. So he is, all these things were again building up me for going for a bigger reason. Okay. The moment when I came out of my, I was in final year, and that time I had seen the advertisement in the newspaper. So Army and Air Force, both the advertisement were there. So I applied for both, right? This was the first opportunity which I got when I was about to be passed out from the engineering college. So I applied, and I for Air Force it used to be engineering knowledge test during our time. Nowadays it is FCAT, and if Army it was a direct call based on the academics and final marks. So the unfortunate part was both SSBs were starting from the same date. Okay, so I had, that was a question which is in my mind. So where to go, right? So then I, contacted my known people in my area. I am basically from Haryana. So that side, when I was, meeting people, my relatives, uncle, and all, so everybody was, motivating me for encouraging me to go for army. Every one of them. Okay. Uh, it should not be placed on record, but I got to know that the people from North India that time they were not so good in speaking English, okay, and particularly in my family, they were a little bit afraid of taking mathematics as subject, pursuing it. So they were telling the reasoning which I got was Air Force is the most advanced, technologically advanced force, and a lot of South Indians they're coming there, right? So I was that kind of a person. When everybody says about a particular thing, you do this. I always, always was having a thrill to experiment the otherwise. Okay, so then I decided, no, if anybody can do that, I can very well do it. So I happened to choose this Air Force, and I appeared at number 1 Air Force selection board, Dehradun. So I appeared that, and I still remember my chest number was 7. And when the interview, I was entering in selection board. So that time also a lot of people I've seen, they were prepared, and I was thinking I'm not prepared and I'll go like that. So what will happen? But then I was doing it the way it was coming to me. Okay, the way I have been. So probably these are the things, these are the qualities which they look for. So when the name got announced, chest number 7, my ears, they refused to hear this. So the person, my friend who was sitting beside me, he told your name. So that was the first number because obviously chest number 7 comes earlier. So everybody started. I thought I know they are feeling me. So I got up and I started walking. So everybody was clapping. So I thought I cleared. Yeah, one thing which I'll tell you, the reason which you asked, why Air Force? Obviously, the reason was, as I was sounding technical since my childhood, sixth standard, and I was looking for using that kind of potential in whatever things, technologically advancement. When I heard this, thing, then I grew a passion for joining Indian Air Force because I wanted to use my skill, my aptitude to the best of the best possible thing, number one. And number two, the reason which I told you, it is always better to serve for the country rather than serving for a particular person to the gain of them.
Exactly, sir. Very well said, sir. And enlightening moment. Like there are many candidates out here who might feel that कि India नहीं हुआ, सैनिक स्कूल का selection नहीं हुआ. How will they will make it to academy or forces? But sir has proved it to be very right that you should always learn something new every day. As sir pointed out, sitting idle is not the only option, but exploring new career things, exploring new mechanisms of life. Like sir explored a lot of things in his academic curriculum. Thereafter, in his service, also, sir did a lot of things. So, sir, as you pointed out very well about your learning attitude throughout your life. So, sir, what was the most experiencing and most amazing part in your service part? Like when you entered into the forces, aeronautical engineering, electrical. So, what exactly drove you throughout the whole 23 years, and what all key areas you worked on? Can you highlight that things?
या श्योर पल्लव. तो पल्लव क्या होता है उसके बाद एक चीज जो आपने बताई कि whenever getting some kind of defeat, अब जब आपको मुश्किलों का या असफलताओं का सामना करना पड़ता है तो आपको गिव अप नहीं करना चाहिए. और गिव अप करने वाला इंसान, आई डोंट नो, मतलब ही इज, यू शुड हैव योर ओन इंडिविजुअलिटी. यू शुड हियर एवरीवन, ओके, अराउंड यू. सब लोगों की बात सुननी चाहिए आपको बिकॉज लॉट ऑफ नॉलेज इनफ्लो हैपेंस एंड ड्यूरिंग इंटरेक्शन ओनली हमें चीजों का मालूम चलता है. बट जो अपने हौसले हैं, आपका खुद का अस्तित्व है, वो हमेशा जिंदा रहना चाहिए. तो मुझे हमेशा से लगता था कि मेरे को जाना है और मैं चला जाऊंगा. और मैं एक चीज बताना भूल गया, व्हेन आई वाज, मैं अभी तक भी ऐसा ही हूँ. मैं किसी भी काम को जब करता हूं तो मैं सबको बोलता हूं कि ये काम हो गया है. ठीक है, यू विल फाइंड इट साउंड स्ट्रेंज टू यू, बट दिस इज द मूल मंत्र ऑफ माय सक्सेस टिल डेट. मैंने ऐसा बोल करके जो भी कार्य किया है, जो भी काम किया है, वो हो जाता है. इट्स अ मूल मंत्र ऑफ सफलता. व्हाट हैपेंस इज इन आवर बॉडी, when we communicate this from our inner voice comes ना, कि हमें ये करना है, हम ये कर लेंगे, और ये कर लिया है हमने. मैं तो एडवांस फेज में था, ये कर लिया है. तो मैं जाने से पहले मैंने अनाउंस कर दिया था कि आई एम गोइंग टू एकेडमी, एयरफोर्स एकेडमी. सबको अनाउंस कर दिया था. सो व्हेन आई रियली गॉट, when I got the joining letter, so I was thinking कि अब मैं दोबारा कैसे बताऊं. मैंने तो ऑलरेडी बोल दिया था, हो गया है. इसके बाद भी काफी चीजें होती रही. मतलब जैसे जब मैंने एकेडमी में एंटर किया तो हम 80 लोग थे. मुझे लगता था कि अपॉइंटमेंट होल्डर जो होता है, जस्ट लाइक मॉनिटर इन स्कूल्स, मुझे भी एक बनना चाहिए. जब कोई भी बन सकता है तो मैं भी बन सकता हूँ, मैं क्यों नहीं बन सकता. तो कुछ चीजें हालांकि मेरे लिए एडवांटेजेस थी, स्पेशली ऑल द इंजीनियर्स को तो मालूम ही है, सभी इंजीनियर्स को, कि हम लोग वन नाइट क्रिकेट खेल करके अच्छे मार्क्स ले लेते हैं. और वो एक कला है, वो स्किल है, और उसमें कुछ गलत नहीं है ना. ना जब हम, और मेरी आदत थी कि मैं कुछ पढ़ने के बाद में लोगों को पढ़ाता भी था, तो उससे मैं और भी ज्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट हो जाता था चीजों के बारे में, और इतना सब पढ़ने के बाद में उसके बारे में काफी कुछ लिख सकता था. तो ये स्किल जो थी, इसने मुझे एकेडमी में बहुत हेल्प की. तो एकेडमी में क्या होता है, व्हेन यू आर एक्सपेक्टिंग योर एग्जाम, Okay, tomorrow is the exam. तो the seniors will ensure that आपको रगड़ा उस दिन रात के 1 बजे तक मिलेगा.
Yes.
Okay, so उसके बाद में when you are going to sleep, again 4 o'clock health run is there, right? So what happens is जो लोग बुक वॉर्म्स होते हैं, हालांकि ऐसे लोग रिकमेंड नहीं होते हैं for kind information, जो बुक वॉर्म्स होते हैं, just because of the simple reason कि they are sacrificing their quality time wherein they could have done, socializing, learn practical intelligence, which is very much required, especially in all the services, and in Air Force it is way more required. And your reasoning ability, it gets developed whether you play sports, whether you extra curricular activities में engage हो जाओ. तो वहां पर एकेडमी में सब तरह के बच्चे आए थे जो चयनित होकर के, रिकमेंड होकर के आए थे, and they were already having a standing in the order of merit. According to that, we are being assigned the service numbers, right? तो सर्विस नंबर में जो आगे होता है हमसे, जिसका सर्विस नंबर हमसे कम होता है, वो हमारा सीनियर होता है विद इन द कोर्स आल्सो. इट इज एज पर द मेरिट स्टैंडिंग. तो ये चीजें उस समय में बच्चों को नहीं मालूम होती, हमें भी नहीं मालूम थी. बाद में जब मैं सिलेक्शन बोर्ड में आ गया, सब चीजों के बारे में और क्लैरिटी से मालूम चलने लगा. तो वहां पे मुझे लगा कि जब ये अपॉइंटमेंट होल्डर बन सकता है, एंड इट इज समथिंग विच इज आई वाज फाइंडिंग इट कि ये भी करना चाहिए. तो मैंने अपने आप को फिर से बोल दिया कि मैं ऐसा कर सकता हूँ. ओके, सो आई यूज्ड टू I took it for granted. मैं आगे बढ़ता रहा, एंड सब चीजें होती रही, उसी दिशा में होती रही. बाद में when I joined the Air Force Academy, Air Force Technical College, after passing out academy, I was already standing first in the order of merit. And it is being not only decided by academics, it is also decided by your drill, your GST, that is general whatever field activities you are doing. Okay, so जो आपके outdoor activities है और academics है, उसका sum total मिलाकर के, if you are standing first, then you are awarded this kind of recognition, and your name is written for forever. So anybody who is visiting academy, you can see my name is there. Okay, after that when AFTC में आया, तो AFTC में it was totally 70% was academics, because it was a professional institute, and obviously 30% the military ship, military bearing, and drill, PT, parade, everything was there. Okay, so there also I was awarded by Chief of Staff, the then Chief of Staff, Marshal Anil Tipnis, as a best passing out officer, and I got Chief of Staff medal from there. उसके बाद मैंने जो चूज किया था, मेरे को क्या करना है, तो आई वाज थिंकिंग दैट आई शुड ऑलवेज गो टू out of various systems. Okay, missiles, helicopters, the flying, the fighters, everybody was aiming for fighters. So I was also thinking that I must go to fighter. But then somebody told me एक ऐसा सिस्टम है जो ऑपरेट भी इंजीनियर्स करते हैं, और मेंटेन भी इंजीनियर्स करते हैं. सो आई वाज साउंडिंग, इट वाज साउंडिंग वेरी चैलेंजिंग एंड एडवेंचरस फॉर मी. तो I picked up Russian surface to air missile system, which I got trained into this, and for close to around 8 years I was actively serving the field. During that time, I became a combat instructor also. I earned my combat category, and I used to train the people for combat. And after that, we also got an opportunity, which has happened for the first time in the history of Indian Air Force, that we were deployed in the peace come training area, and there was a troubling Pakistani UAV, always coming in and catching, doing the surveillance or Indian territory. So we just thought of doing an experiment, by firing and shooting it down. So then we got the permission and we shot it down, and the SOP was revised. Okay, so then this is the first time when we it's clicked the idea that these kind of targets can also be destroyed. So that was done by my team, and thereafter I was thinking to get into. So Air Force is the best place to serve in terms of when you are exploring lot many systems. It is not a monotonous life in Indian Air Force. So I got an opportunity because I've been standing first in the order of merit, and so I got the opportunity to convert myself for the next life beyond it. The advanced light helicopters I got. Then I got trained into advanced light helicopter. Thereafter, various systems I got trained. Indian Air Force, around close to 18 systems, different systems I got trained. Covering the entire things like avionics, and then the radio and navigational aids, all the support services which is required for fighter flying and flying operations. Then I switched over to information warfare, satellite communication. During 2012, there's an opportunity for the defense people to go for Indian police services. That was the first time it has re-emerged, and it got nod from MOD and PMO. So it came. So I applied. I was the first person to apply from Air Force, and I cleared that exam also. Unfortunately, couldn't do it because there was a litigation against the UPSC conducting this exam. And then thereafter, whatever. So I'm talking about whatever fields you are aiming for, that you can always, you can get it for sure. Then I was picked up for psychology exam, so the psychology, becoming a psychologist under this Air Force Selection Board. So we got trained by Defense Institute of Psychological Research, Timarpur, which is operated by DRDO. Then the practical training, and then then a long tenures. One tenure was at 2 Force Selection Board at Mysore, and second tenure was from Gandhinagar, from where I got retired. Then apart from this, challenges which you're talking about. See, service life gives you training experience. The government, the organization takes care of you entirely. Okay, so you need not to bother about the most bothering things about a person's life is a working professional is about his family, about health issues, insurance, house. So these things keep troubling. So the government takes care of all these things and spends crores on you, on the on your training. And the more versatile you are, more capable you are, you can be employed anywhere in the times to come when there's a war kind of situation. Okay. I also got the opportunity to complete law while in service. So this was an opportunity which landed to me, and I completed law while I was in Mysore at the Air Force Selection Board. And thereafter, I did MBA. I stood first in the university, and that was done from the UPES, University of Petroleum Energy Science. And then, while discharging my duties as psychologist, I became HOD at Gandhinagar, head of the department, and the whole psychologist team was working with me. So I thought of developing it further, going for individual behavior, knowing much more through other professionals and organizational behavior. So I got an opportunity again to do MBA from EXCELLANCE Jamesdhpur. So I completed that MBA also. So in between, if I talk about, I got various adventurous activities also. Whenever it appeared before me, I applied for that. I did para jumping, scuba diving, all these activities. They are part and parcel of a life. So it was a thrilling experience.
Yes,
I hope it will motivate people to come forward and join services.
Sir, to summarize for everyone, like sir pointed out very well regarding thinking in advance, which we have always read in books, that there is a book called Power of Subconscious Mind, जहाँ पे हम अपने इनर माइंड को ट्रेन करते हैं. एंड सर ने काफी अच्छे से कहा इस चीज को कि ऑलरेडी हम पहले से एज्यूम, अपने आप को एज्यूम करवा रहे हैं कि वी आर ऑलरेडी इन टू दैट प्लेस. सो आवर सबकॉन्शियस माइंड गोज टू नेक्स्ट लेवल, एंड दैट इज हाउ इट गोज. सो to summarize everything which sir pointed out, that sir also gave regarding tips regarding how exactly things went well in this service life. Sir didn't got down despite of lot of things. Thereafter, sir did various courses. Sir got opportunity for LLB, then MBA, double MBA. Sir did really great there as well. Thereafter, for the audience note, there is one more thing which sir highlighted regarding limited competitive examination. like the one which many candidates go for UPSC civil service exam. In the same way, Government of India launched in 2012 regarding limited competitive exam, and sir got selected in there as well. But eventually Supreme Court ruled out. But sir was in that elite group of selected candidates to get a secure seat for Indian Police Service. Thereafter, sir also highlighted regarding a very nice incident of UAV entering from enemy nation and thereby clearly doing Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, clearing all these things. So really pointed out well, sir. And sir has also told about surface to air missiles. Sir, one last question before we close this thing, that there are many candidates here preparing for AFCAT and people go for aeronautical engineering electrical. Can you tell in sir next 2 minutes like what exactly is the nature of job in aeronautical engineering electrical?
Okay. So aeronautical engineering, electronics, it is electronics.
Yes, sir, electronics.
So what happens is all these fields, electrical, electronics, communication, information technology. Nowadays, we are going to form a different cadre for this information technology. So other than mechanical production and other branches, all the branches are clubbed together, and we are calling it, we are naming it as aeronautical engineering electronics branch, right? So it is a sub branch of engineer. As an engineer, you can join for a technical officer's job. So then you either you can go for AEM, that is mechanical branch, or electronics branch, right? So all these equipments which you can foresee, all war-waging machines, whether it's a flying machine or it is on ground, radars, aircraft, missiles, bombs, even mechanical transports, specialist vehicles, everything. So everything needs to be taken care of so that they are always fit and operationally available at all the times, meeting all kind of contingencies. So we require a dedicated team of technical professionals, right? So there are some branches, as I told, for the engineers even to go for combat missions. The missile system which I told. So there are various kind of inventories of missiles we are having in Indian Air Force. There the technical officer even participates for the operations, right? So they need to be taken care of. They should be, you should be having an aptitude to forecast about things, forecast about spares, forecast about training of your people, subordinates, juniors, and keeping them always motivated, spirited, that any time of the day if some task comes, okay, nothing should go unserviceable, and we take care of all kind of contingencies, even जो दुश्मन हरकतें कर करके हमें पैरालाइज कर सकता है, we create a standby, hot standby for these kind of contingencies, so that even during hostile conditions these things will run smoothly and efficiently. Our flying operations should get support always and every time. So that is the motto ultimately. So all these services you can, as engineers, you are there to lead your team, technical team, and participate in a cohesive manner, and just to ensure the full support to the flying operations. It should always be available to you. The country should not suffer on that part. So that is the most challenging and adventurous job of an engineer.
Really well.
I can say that engineers are the best utilized for their capabilities in defense services,
really well
not
said.
in the corporate world.
Really well said, sir. And to again highlight what sir pointed out, that aeronautical engineering electronics is one of the best branch anyone can offer in Air Force, and particularly for engineers, as sir pointed out, that an engineer fits everywhere. So in Air Force, it's the prime job where exactly engineers are needed. And sir did really well in his service, as well as sir is doing really great. So that is what sir have told in a very crisp and clear way. So that is the best part. Like since we all have listened now regarding sir's experience of service, so in the very next part we will know about what exactly sir have assessed in the due course of time throughout his service experience with a lot of candidates, as sir was also an assessor previously. So we will deep dive into his journey as an assessment part, as well as into candidates life, ki what exactly SSB is looking for, because there are many candidates out here जिनको काफी माइन्यूट चीजों में दिक्कत आती है, तो सर उन सबको डीबग करेंगे इन अ सिंपल कोडिंग लैंग्वेज, एंड देयर आफ्टर सर विल इवेंचुअली मेक अस रियलाइज कि हाँ, यहाँ यहाँ पिटफॉल्स आते हैं, एंड दैट इज व्हाट यू नीड टू डू विथ हिज very detailed service experience. Thank you so much, sir. And
Yeah.
it was really great interacting with you.
Same here, same here. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you very much.